Yo, let's go, and welcome to the video. Very early in the morning, pre-patch is hours away. A lot of people have been asking about rotations in the pre-patch. I wasn't planning on making this video. This is pure Fieldscraft. Usually I try to judge the community and put my own perspective in with that mix. I don't think anybody's really saying, what to cast, so I'm going to give it my best shot. And right now, I'm leaning towards starting fights in Lunar phase if possible, but if you've wiped and you're going back to a boss fight, you're going to start like in the middle of your eclipse. And then at that point, I would say to try to get into Lunar first. The main thing in Cata at level 85 is we have mushrooms, and that's nature damage. So I think it switches once we get to 85, and you want to have nature benefited spells first. But since we have Starfall, that's arcane damage, I'm leaning towards the lunar side of our eclipse for level 80. With that out of the way, I'm also leaning towards Potion of Speed. I'm a big wild magic potion. I don't have any on me right now, but using a Potion of Speed is going to pretty much guarantee that you're going to get an extra dot tick for Insect Swarm and Moonfire. Wild magic still has its benefit, its extra crit rating, which our dots should be able to crit. So maybe that snapshots into our dots. I'm not totally sure for that, but it's at least going to be, 15 seconds-ish of extra crit for our dots. And then, 200 spell power for the wild magic potion. We still have treants, so I would plan on precasting Wraths. Wrath is going to, even if you're starting off the fight in a lunar phase, I would still precast a Wrath so that the Wrath is going to apply Earth and Moon in case you don't have that debuff covered. But assuming the fight is in the middle of our Eclipse bar, I'd still precast some Wraths. They have some travel time. I would probably try to be max range if possible. If it's a fight like Sarfang, you're not going to be able to precast anything. It is what it is. I would just start that fight off, for instance, with a treant, a force of nature. But all that out of the way, I'm going to try to do this. I would pre-pop Potion of Speed if I was min-maxing. You see I have cloth gloves. I don't even have leather gloves. Also, the engineering glove enchant, hyperspeed accelerators. I have that into a little macro there, so I'd pop both at the same time, get the hyperspeed on cooldown, try to get into Lunar as fast as possible. So I would pop those, get my 2 Wrath casts off, get the treants out of there, and then I'm holding my Starfall until I get into Lunar. So casting a bunch of Wraths, finally in there, popping the Starfall. Now I'm in Lunar phase. And then I would want to apply my dots. So I'm going to Insect Swarm first, then Moonfire, and now I can finally Starfire. And I'm just going to Starfire out. And then Star Surge has procced, so since I'm in a Lunar, I would pop that. If I would have done that without any hesitation, I would have benefited from that Star Surge while I was still in Lunar. And try to hold those procs to help with your movement, and also try to only use your Star Surge procs while you're in an actual eclipse. So right now, if I were to have another proc, I would hold it until I was in Solar. And if I was not stopping casting, I would probably get into Solar with my dot still up. If not, I would wait until I was in Solar, and then the first cast in Solar probably going to be a Wrath because there's something called eclipse lag. So if I were to immediately pop my Insect Swarm once I got into Solar, it probably wouldn't benefit from the eclipse buff. It wouldn't benefit from the solar eclipse. So Starfiring, Solar procs, 1 Wrath cast, and then I'm putting my dots up. I'm putting Insect Swarm up first again, and then Sunfire. And then now Wrathing back to Lunar. And my Star Surge proc there, so I would pop that, reposition if needed. And that's pretty much it. Rinse and repeat. There's going to be logs that are going to be coming out, so I'll be taking a look at that. If anybody else has any additional feedback on the rotation that I just provided, let everybody else know in the comments. I'll be looking at those logs, like I said, and we'll see what's popping off the best. Good luck in the pre-patch, and see you when Cata launches.